Hello everybody, thank you for joining me once again. Episode number 4. If you're a football fan, you might enjoy this one. My guest today is Stephen Waite. Steve, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much, Richard.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you.
Good.
Considering the situation that we find ourselves in with the COVID-19 lockdown.
Yeah, and how are you with life in lockdown?
I'm not too bad. I'm still in work.
Yeah,
I'm on reduced hours at work, but we've met control panels and things like that for pharmaceutical companies and food production companies. So some things.
I'd say key worker, I suppose.
Yeah, some things still need doing. So we're still in work a little bit, but only when we need it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Sound fair enough. Well, first part of this show, I want to just do this. What I usually do is go into get acquainted section. So I'm going to just chuck a load of kind of quick fire questions at you. Might be a bit out there, but it's just a bit of fun. Just relax you into the show. So if you're ready.
Fire away.
Full name?
Stephen James Waite.
Age?
39.
Occupation?
Electrician by day and football coach by night.
Favourite childhood TV show?
He-Man.
Nice. Texting or talking?
Talking.
What's your biggest fear? Spiders.
No, I haven't got anything really that scares me like that. I think the biggest fear is leaving the kids. That always scares me.
Yeah, but definitely.
That's a bit of a deep fear.
Yeah, it's a parent answer.
Yeah.
Best place you've ever visited?
New York.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. Sweets or chocolate?
Chocolate. Can I have biscuits?
I'm surprised. About that.
If I could have biscuits, I'd have biscuits. I'm not a big
fan
of sweets.
Go on then. Biscuits.
Yeah, biscuits.
And I don't know if this is going to be the same as an earlier answer, but favourite superhero?
Spider-Man.
Oh. And what's the biggest thing on your bucket list?
Ooh, good one. I'd love to watch Derby win something at Wembley. Yeah.
That would be good.
I'd love that.
They've tried many times.
Yeah.
They keep failing at the minute.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen there? Sorry, I just got interrupted. Something just fell over. I think a bag fell off the door. What do you think is going to happen with the championship then? Talking about Derby and promotion.
I honestly think they're going to fold the season.
Dear.
Yeah, I think that's the only option they're going to be left with. You can't put it off indefinitely, or what happens next year? Then the knock-on effect, year after. Do you try?
Yeah.
Most championship clubs are playing twice a week as it is.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, catching up would be a nightmare. I mean, to be honest, I'd love it if they did that with the Premiership and Liverpool didn't win. That'd be cracking for me. I'd love that.
Well, I already had a little bit of a wager earlier on and said this will be the only season that they use VAR. Because of all the problems that they've had with it, it'll be the only season that they use it, and it'll be Liverpool have won the title thanks to VAR. And so all the rest of the football fans will have an excuse. You only won the title because of VAR. They never used it again, and I think that'll be Liverpool's season, the Liverpool season.
Nice, I like it. So you've been to New York. That's one of the good ones there. Because this is something that I'm planning on doing when I was 40. So I'm just going to go back through a few of these things that you said.
Yeah.
What made that? I'm going to ask you this for a personal reason more than anything. What made you go to New York out of America, or have you been other places in America as well?
No, I only went to New York. We went for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
We weren't. Me and my ex weren't too bothered about New Year in this country. It seemed a bit of an anticlimax. So we tried to get away for a few of them. Went to Paris. Yeah. Spent New Year's Eve on the Champs-Élysées, sipping champagne out of a plastic cup. And then we went to New York a couple of years after. And we went to Times Square in the morning, but it was so busy.
Yeah, so, I can imagine. Just like the movies.
Oh, it was crazy. There was people sat with like portable toilets at the front of the barricades, full on picnics. So we ended up spending the New Year in Central Park, which was
nice. That's good though.
It was amazing. It was freezing cold, but it was an amazing experience.
Is that is it cold at that? Yeah, because I was going to say, because I know that New York, my mate actually lived out there for quite a while when he was younger, and he was saying like don't go at certain times of the year, like January and stuff like that. So
it was absolutely freezing.
Yeah. That's one of the things. So we're looking at going, I think on our 40th or something like that. I think me and my wife were going to do something, and we're thinking about America, but we're trying to plan it so we can go to a few places.
Yeah,
spend a bit of time out there. And New York's one of those. I'm like, do you know what? It looks great, but it seems really busy. I'd love to see like Times Square and stuff. But
it was just a brilliant experience. I wouldn't want to take the kids. Yeah. I wouldn't want to go with the kids.
So that's a big one because I know that my missus, she definitely wants to take the kids as well now. That's something that originally wasn't in the plan, but she's like, I just don't think I could, not give them that experience sort of thing.
I'd love to take the kids to America, Florida, Disneyland, places like that, but it'd be a very different holiday.
Yeah, I think
in one go.
Definitely, yeah, it would. It's such a big country, though, isn't it? That's the issue. So. All right, so you said occupation, you're an electrician. You really downplayed it because I know that you're a goalkeeper coach and you do group sessions, one-to-one training. I also know that you're a grassroots manager. So, you're a pretty busy guy.
This current period is the slowest I have been in probably 2 years, maybe 3 years. I've never sat down so much.
And how do you feel about that? Is it, because I suppose one of the things is when you're always busy, and I know with my life before the lockdown, work, after work, it was the kids going certain places. I'm actually quite happy for the bit of a rest, to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, well, still being at work a little bit, it's not quite so bad. And with the lockdown causing so much upheaval with football, we're still trying to do as much as we can, social media wise, to keep everybody involved and doing bits, and that's been great. So we're still fairly busy, but my normal life is 14, 15-hour days, and no lines.
Yeah, I mean it's mad. I mean, obviously I've done the grassroots bit myself. I did the under sevens, under eights. Took a bit of time off, and then you've roped me back in there. So going on for next season, I'm going to be taking over. Only as manager though, which is good. So at least I don't have to train them or do as much on the training day. So that's a bit of a respite. But
I'm still hoping to be there it'll probably be every other week. But I will be there more as a spectator because I think we've got another assistant lined up for match days.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's good to have two.
Yeah, you need to. So, safeguarding, health and safety. If somebody gets hurt or injured, you can't see to them and look after the other 8 kids that are there. So, yeah, you definitely want to have it there.
Yeah, I mean it is full on though. So like I said, you're doing your under the bar stuff. So how often do you do that a week?
In the winter,
or usually before.
In the winter, we do 2 to 3 nights a week. We'll do one session that is open to everybody. Normally do one night going to different clubs, working with goalkeepers at different clubs. We've done West Hallam, Belper Sports Ladies, do Ripley Town Seniors, so that's normally another night. And then we do Saturdays, normally 2 or 3 sessions on a Saturday, either small groups or one-to-ones.
Wow.
And then in the summer, it's pretty much 4 nights a week, and then Saturdays and Sundays.
Mate, I don't know how you do it. Take my hat off to you. Because you've got that, and then I know you obviously do the training for Belper on a Friday. You've got the match days on the Sundays.
Yeah.
Albeit it's not been...
There's not been many this season. It's been a slow season this year with the weather.
Terrible.
But yeah, so roll on next year.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hopefully with the lack of pollution and stuff, it must be having some kind of effect now. So maybe going into next year, we won't have so much rain. And, the weather, it's kind of ironic how as soon as as soon as we've gone into lockdown, the weather's been great every weekend, so the kids would have been playing.
Yeah, it's been quite scary the way it's worked out. And you look up in the sky at night, you can see stars. There's no
twinkly stars.
There's no aeroplane trails in the day. It's a strange way the world's got to settle its scores. And
it's definitely something I think we should we should be looking at and going, actually, after this we need to be a little bit more greener.
I think 2 weeks of shutting things down a year, I don't think that's that much of a upheaval for everybody, is it? If everybody knows it's happening.
No, I think it'd be a great idea. I think, definitely you could do a lockdown. I mean, especially with certain jobs like what I do, it's not really affecting me as such. I suppose because everywhere else is shut down, industry-wise, we're not getting as much stuff done. We're not getting the sales in. We're not being able to get guys out to do installations and stuff like that, unless it's for sort of NHS and stuff, public sector. But, I mean, working from home, I definitely think that we could all benefit a bit more from that. And, I'm still getting my day-to-day stuff done. I'll take a lunch break. I'll go outside and play a bit of football with Mason. So he's been enjoying that. I just think we could definitely do something a little bit more going forward. And should definitely sort of take a stand and go, look, we can see the effects that this has had in the short space of time that we've been locked down, the way the pollution's come down. You're looking at places like Italy, Venice, where all the canals are clear, and you've got fishing in there. It's crazy, really, and stuff happening all over the place.
I think one of the biggest things, I mean, if you go back 15, 20 years, 25 years, people were working 8 hours a day, 8.5 hours a day, and I can remember days when people went home for their lunch.
Yeah.
Now it's 10, 12-hour days. If you get a sandwich while you're working, you're doing well. So I definitely think, certainly, especially while the kids are off school for 6 weeks, they're at home. That'd be ideal time to say, right, I'll drop back down to 8 hours a day. I'll have breakfast with my kids in the morning.
Yeah. No, you're bang right. I mean, it's hard enough for people anyway when they've got full-time jobs. Not everybody, just because you've got a couple that have both got full-time jobs, doesn't mean they make a load of money, and they've not always got family to rely on to watch kids and stuff. So childcare is expensive. I think it'd be a great idea to do it in, 6 weeks holiday or something. Yeah, for sure. So going back to the football, so I suppose, did you start at grassroots first, or was Under the Bar? Was that a first sort of way into grassroots?
They coincided. They came about at the same time. I got into grassroots, obviously, through my son and daughter both starting at the same time. I played in goal when I was playing, so I had an affiliation with the position as it was. My daughter decided that she wanted to play in goal, and Ollie decided that he wanted to have a go in goal as well. So we started putting some sessions on for them too. We had one or two others ask about it, and it's just sort of snowballed from there, really.
It's one of them things. It always seems to be the way to get. I mean, I obviously got into it because of my son, Mason, and he plays for you now, and that's how we obviously met. Going back, I've still got you in my phone as Steve DW Footy, but from then. But yeah, I mean, I suppose that's the way you get into it. So you're like a family of goalkeepers, really.
Well,
now.
Yeah, sort of. My daughter decided she didn't want to play anymore.
Take the side down.
Well, I was made.
Is she a teenager now?
12 this year. And when she started playing, I was made up because I stopped playing when she was born. So football was never something that was part of their lives growing up. And when they both wanted to get into it and they both wanted to play goal, I was chuffed. I really was made up. But I always said I won't push it on them. If either of them say, I don't want to play football, I don't want to play goal, that's fine. It's a choice. If you're doing what you enjoy, I don't mind where you're doing it.
Exactly.
And so it got a bit competitive for her, and she stopped enjoying it, and so she stopped playing. And and now she hates football and everything football related. So it's just me and the boy now. Football's our thing. We've got a season ticket at Derby's. So it's just the two of us. I don't think. Well, I'm not sure if Ollie will stick in goal throughout his footballing lifetime, but as long as he's enjoying playing, I'm not bothered where he plays.
Yeah, from what I've seen him, he seems to enjoy it there. But he has been coming out a little bit more in training sessions and stuff like that. So who knows?
I don't coach any goalkeeping at our grassroots football. We don't do. Yeah, I mean, we don't do anything for the goalkeepers. It's all outfield. They all do the same outfield stuff. Because I think up until under 13s, under 14s, I don't think you can really pick a position for anybody.
No. I mean, I love that when you see on these groups and stuff like, I'm recruiting for a goalkeeper, under-8s goalkeeper, and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. 8-year-old with 10 years of experience in goal.
It does make me laugh when I see that. I just think at that age, people, even the kids, will say, "I'm a striker, I'm a defender." I think you don't know what you are. You can't stand on one foot at the minute. Don't pigeonhole yourself into a position as early as that, because things will change as you get older, develop.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you know, my lad's left-footed, and we always just used to kind of drop him into left mid. He can strike a ball pretty well, but I don't think he's not like that out-and-out striker. But he was never a great tackler. And then actually you started dropping him in at left back, and I was thinking, this is going to be a nightmare. And he actually performs pretty well there. I was shocked, and it's a confidence thing as well. But it's like you say, you can't really pigeonhole anybody into a position at such a young age.
I like to move them all around.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's good as well. Good experience because you get to understand those different roles and responsibilities as well. So you can, if you understand what you're doing in your role, but you understand what the midfielder's doing at the same time. I think you can just you can work it out a little bit better. And you know what kids are like? I suppose the sooner you do that, kids just soak everything up, don't they? So you might as well get as much experience, all the different positions as possible.
It's a whole game. You don't learn a position, you learn a game.
Definitely.
And if you can do the basics, you can play anywhere as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's establishing that football brain, I suppose.
It's their ABCs at that age. It's basic stuff. We've got some kids that can score from 35 yards. We've got some kids that, I say, can't stand on one foot. But that's just how it goes.
Yeah, and like you said, though, it's about fun, though. It's about them having fun. It's great that you're giving kids this grassroots managers. Obviously, we do it for free. It's never been... I don't think you get enough credit for what you do. You tend to get moaned at more than anything, and parents, like what you were saying about Emily kind of falling out of love with football and stuff. A lot of the time when you see that, it's because of parents and stuff. And I don't, I'm competitive enough myself, but when it comes down to Mason, I expect something of a certain level from him because I know what he's capable of. But that's just I'm just expecting him to be better because I know he can be better. But I don't put the pressure on him because what I would hate to do is drive him away from him.
I think when you get upset because you're disappointed because you know that they can do better, not because you're disappointed that they haven't done something, but it's that disappointment that I know you can do better, and I know that you are now upset with yourself for doing it. It's difficult to curb that sometimes.
And it's tough, like when you're out there, you can hear the parents saying stuff, and sometimes you just want to. I've kind of lost it a little bit in the past myself, and I think just calm down. It's let the kids have fun at this age. It's such a crazy thing for somebody to expect so much of a kid when professional footballers are out there making mistakes week in, week out.
A lot of it boils down to they want to do it for themselves, not so much for their kids.
Live the dreams through the kids.
The biggest thing, if you're helping your kid with their own work, and they can't, they make a mistake with a maths question, or the writing isn't as neat as it should be, you don't scream at them and shout at them for not doing it right. But You put them on a football
exactly.
pitch, and that seems like it's okay to do it.
Yeah. It is mad. I mean, what they're doing with the whole respect thing, this was quite funny because I think it's one of the last matches I was at, and they've got the respect, the waist, high-vis jacket that they wear now, so a respect ambassador, and it's got to be one sort of parent from each team. And the last match I was at, the woman that was wearing it for the other team was screaming on the field the whole time.
It's crazy.
And I was like, you don't even understand what that high-vis vest you're wearing means. You might as well just take it off.
That's down to the coaches as well. That at the start of the season, we have a code of conduct that we issue out to all the parents, all the players.
Yeah.
That, we expect a certain. They'll get one from the coaches as well. So they know what to expect. So if I'm doing something that goes against our code of conduct, I'd expect one of the parents to say, "Hold on, you said at the start of the season, that you would do this. You would give equal playing time. You would maintain a positive attitude. This, that, and that. We don't think you've been doing that. We don't think you've been sticking to your code of conduct. I'd like you to refer back to it." The same way as that, if the parents are coaching from the sidelines or shouting instructions, being negative about anything, that we can go out and say, "Look, code of conduct. You signed it at the start of the season. You agreed to this. You agreed to that. Make sure you carry on doing it, or I'm going to have to ask you to leave the side of the pitch." And I think,
I think
it's going to be it's tough to do because we're all people. We all got emotions. We all get carried away sometimes. But I think as a coach now, it's a big responsibility to take on, to say to a parent, "Stop shouting at your child like that."
Yeah, I mean, I think, and like you said, you've got to lead by example, practice what you preach. If you're out there doing the same thing, then you're not setting a good example to the kids. Because I mean, you see that as well. If you start screaming at the refs and stuff, you see kids giving the refs attitude, and these refs are only kids themselves. At grassroots, like 14-year-old kids and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I know you're pretty relaxed, and you don't sort of say so much, and you have picked up on me. I do talk more, but I'm not one of these who is constantly telling the kid where to play the ball, who to pass it to. But I've been there where I've literally been on the sideline against another manager who's just trying to orchestrate the whole match, and I'm like, this isn't fun.
On their Xbox or the PlayStation.
We've got a joypad in the hand. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm like, calm down. I've had a few words. Like, I mean, that's a good question for you. What's the closest you've ever come to having a bit of a ding dong with one of the opposition managers?
There, I think actually it was. It wasn't that long ago.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Was I think I know the one you're talking about when we had like 4 players and they had 7 still.
I can't. Depending on who hears the podcast, I can't go into too much detail because I did get reprimanded by the club over my outburst on social media about it.
Oh, I remember the outburst now. Actually, I think I commented, but
it was the closest.
It was definitely worthy. Yeah. I mean, you probably could have kept it to yourself and not put it on Facebook, but I think you had a fair point. Like at this age, and it is within the rules. I know they don't have to, but they do say like if the other team's struggling, if they're so far ahead, lend one of your players to the other team, or even if they didn't want to do that, they could have took a couple of their own players off. Just to even it up a little bit.
Made it better for the kids involved. It's the same thing that we've done, and I've done it several times. Took players off, lent players. We've had one player play for another team for 20 minutes because their kids didn't turn up. We've lent the other team gloves when the goalkeepers haven't turned up.
Bibs, all that kind of stuff.
There's plenty that we've done, and we just expect that sort of that level back. But not everybody's in it for the kids. Some of them are in it for their own game.
Yeah, definitely. That's a massive thing. I mean, if you're just thinking about the kids, then what does it matter? As long as the kids are playing, if you lend one of your players to another team, they're still playing. And actually, what you probably find is they'll play better because they're more confident against their own rather than going up against another team.
It was a big thing, and we had 2 kids volunteer for it, which I was dead proud of them both. Because it's not easy to sort of step away from your peers and say, yes, I'll do it at that age. But yeah, 2 of them said that they would. We chose one. and he went and played against us, and he played well, and he came back, and when the players turned up, came back and played for us, and finished the game on our team. But he played, everybody else played.
Yeah.
The teams were fair. The kids enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things. I think they're doing a good job at the minute though, of kind of keeping it fair. I know, and when we first started, it takes a while to kind of figure out the teams who are better and where to put them in the league. So you kind of just get dumped anywhere. And I remember some of the first, the very under sevens, the first few games. One team in particular were thumping people it was like 20 goals to 0 and stuff like that, 20 plus goals, and it's terrible when it's like that, and you feel for the kids, and all it takes at that age is one lad that can kick a ball pretty well. Your goalkeepers doesn't really know anything about positioning. Kids are still learning how to deal with the speed of something moving and things like that. That's one of the reasons why kids tend to get run over more, because they can't judge the speed of something,
12,
how quick it's moving, and when
they don't judge flight and distance, and that's something that we have to work on with the keepers.
Yeah, definitely. I used to do a lot of stuff with a goalkeeper, take him aside. I know what you were saying. You didn't tend to do too much, but just that kind of thing, really. Just getting a ball at them at a certain speed or throwing it over. That one of the biggest things I used to find is when a ball was coming from above and dropping down. They had to backpedal. They'd always struggle with that.
It's a lot to process. There's a lot of information being thrown at you. And was it Malachi who played in goal for you? You see,
Malachi.
Well,
he was
I've
fantastic.
had Malcolm to my sessions at 200 the bar, and he's a great kid. And since then, he's had issues with his sight. Yeah,
with his eyes. Yeah. It's sad. It's sad to hear. I know his mum was telling me stuff. That it could deteriorate so bad that he could go blind eventually.
Well,
it's really sad to hear.
And looked into it for sessions, and apparently there is stuff that you can do that makes it easier for him, and that's use different coloured footballs. You can put a football. I mean, obviously you've got blind football now with a bell in it. The only position on the blind football pitch is the goalkeeper, who is sighted.
I've seen that.
Or is it is sighted?
The sort of,
and they will communicate with the rest of the team what they need to know. So obviously, to have a goalkeeper who isn't sighted, it's a lot more difficult. I mean,
it'd be very difficult.
Another option that I'd love to be able to help out and do sessions with things like that. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I suppose any way you can help. Malachi is one of them that I remember his mum saying to me, he'll just play in goals. Like, he's probably not going to be very good. And I was like, do you know what? I said, if he's happy to do that, which he was, I said, you literally the only parent that's come up to me and said that my lad will play in goals. And I'd not asked anybody at that time, because this was just before we started. I said, if he wants to be in goals, that's fine. If he's happy to be there. And he did. And within a few months, he just excelled. And one of the biggest things with Malachi, and I suppose this is I think he's just got some good goalkeeper traits in him, that he was so brave. So, do you know when the balls come in and he would just smother it? There could be 3 kids around him just throwing the feet at the ball, just hacking away. And he'd be on the floor smothering the ball. Do you know what I mean? He's had a few knocks and stuff, but just so brave.
You can't teach that.
You can't at all, no. My lad turns his back. So he's never going to be a goalkeeper.
He was scared of the ball for a while, but he seems to have got over that fear, I think, as they get older and get more used to
it. Sure. All right, so I just want to talk a little bit more about your under the bar stuff, just for you, really. I know you do the one-to-one training, you run some group sessions. One of the big things, I suppose, what was good is that you had Eric Steele down recently. I've done some sessions with him. So
we've been really lucky. We've worked with 2 of probably the best English coaches in the game.
Yeah,
we've had sessions with Tony Elliot, who coaches the England futsal. Bristol City Ladies. He's coached professional men's games. He coaches England disability teams, blind squad, the deaf squad, the cerebral palsy squad. He's been to the Olympics, futsal. so many different formats of the game. And then obviously
awesome.
we've got Eric Steele, who was responsible for. Well, yeah, he played for Derby, who's been goalkeeper coach at Derby twice, goalkeeper coach at Manchester United, Manchester City, Aston Villa. Worked with Peter Schmeichel, David De Gea.
I mean, that's some talent right there.
When you've got a goalkeeper coach saying this is what David De Gea liked to do, and he wanted this session on 3 times a week.
Yeah.
And I'm saying exactly the same thing, but I've not got David De Gea's name behind it. It's amazing how much more notice kids take.
Yeah, holds a bit of weight, doesn't it? Yeah, when somebody like that. How's that for you? How do you find it? Do you find it a bit daunting being somebody like that? Yeah. I suppose you're going to learn. You're going to learn from them as well. But I just feel like sometimes when you're in a scenario where you go, I've done a bit of this, but you're with somebody who's done it professionally. You always go, oh God, I'm not. I don't really want to put myself forward to say like.
I use it as a gauge. I've sort of coached alongside, and I mean I put so much time in to learning how to coach and watching different coaches, and I've got notebooks just full of sessions and ideas and So I spend a couple of hours at the minute, especially when I'm off. I'm spending a couple of hours a day watching YouTube clips and posting bits to the Facebook groups and stuff like that. Of, look at this. I want to see who does this. This is this, and when you then go and coach alongside people like Eric Steele and Tony Elliot, and the information that they're putting across is the same information that you put across, and you're delivering it in a similar way. It's great for me to think, I'm where I want to be at the minute as to regards the way I coach and the information that I give out.
It's definitely reassuring. It's telling you that you're doing, you're doing the right things. You're doing a good job, I suppose.
Nice. And in all fairness, they've both been absolutely fantastic with me. So
that's good. You got plans for the future with those guys?
Cancel a session with both of them. It was meant to be this weekend. I think the Eric Steele one was. It was meant to be the 18th. We cancelled a session with Tony Elliot as well, but we will definitely be doing more with him once this is all lifted.
When we come out,
once we're all back together and back on top of it, we'll be putting more sessions on. So it's coming on really well. We've got probably 30 odd goalkeepers now.
That's good. That's really I didn't even realise it was that big.
Yeah, we signed up a membership setup earlier this year to try and sort of establish more of a team ethic around it. So we all got a kit, and they get bits and bobs, and so I think we've probably got 25 to 30 members, and we've got 1 or 2 more that come training sporadically.
So I suppose it's all you just the future. I suppose is just growth. I suppose you want to take it to a certain size.
I'd love to be able to set it up and run sessions in different areas. And eventually I'd like to do it full time.
Yeah, that'd definitely be nice, eh? Put the tools down.
If I could get a venue, I would be looking to do it full time and take academy goalkeepers in, because not all academies have got full time goalkeeper coaches. And I know that quite a lot of the hubs that Derby and Leeds and places like that use, they struggle to get goalkeeper coaches. So if you could get somewhere that they could send their goalkeepers for 2 or 3 hours a week,
it'd be ideal.
You could quite easily run something like that in the day. And if you've got a decent venue with good facilities, there's no reason why you can't get other academies in to come and work with you. So
Yeah, definitely. We've got some decent facilities in Derby now as well, haven't we? So I suppose you're based at Belper, just outside of Derby, but
Yeah, I mean we have, but again, the floodlit 4G is so limited. You've got more teams coming through all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
The actual locations are very limited. So yeah, more if the FA would invest a little bit more into grassroots football, getting some more artificial pitches and some more floodlit pitches on, I think that would be a massive benefit for everybody.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's huge, though, isn't it? I mean, half of the kids in Derby, half of the boys and girls now. I mean, obviously, it's huge for girls, and you see them down at the racecourse. Most weekends, it's like such a big thing. We're a small place, but it's just everybody's down there. And I did hear probably a year or so back now, so when I was at one of the manager meetings at my former club, that Derby had bid for some funding for a new complex. I can't remember where it was, but I know it was looking good, according to the chairman at the time. But I don't know what's happening with that, whether that's kind of been pushed back or what now. I suppose funding, the council and stuff like that. Who knows with when we come out of this, where we're all going to be. But I know there was something that was looking really positive for some future facility in Derby.
I think we definitely need something else. If you look at, you've only got to look at Belper Sports. I mean, we've got on the boys' side alone, you've got I think 2 under 7s, 2 under 8s, 2 under 9s, under 10s, under 11s, up to under 16s, and then you've got from under 9s girls up to under 18s girls. That.
And Belper's tidy.
And we've got 3 5-side pitches at Belper, and they are booked up from 6 till 9 every night through the winter.
Wow.
So it just goes to show that we do, especially in the winter, you do need more availability.
Yeah, that's always been the struggle, hasn't it? Finding a decent winter venue.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, sometimes you're all right to play outside, the kids are all right. I think it's the parents more than anything. I mean, I've been stood there up at Belper. That place has got its own climate anyway. And in the winter, it's just like...
That's all there is in Belper. It's just winter.
Yeah, but where it is, I think, because it's a bit higher up as well. We'll leave our house and it's fine. Sort of mild temperatures. And that get up there and I'm absolutely freezing. I've got icicles coming out of my nose.
There seems to be like a wind tunnel on that.
Yeah, definitely. Such a big open field. Yeah, it must be a little bit higher up.
The wind comes in, but it just stays there. It just freezes everything.
Yeah, but you come in, you just rock up in your shorts and everything. You're used to it. You are.
That's it. I was born and bred there, mate. That's how it goes.
It's in you, yeah. Fair play. So I know you do some stuff with Glue Pro as well. So I was just going to pick up on that. I mean, I've been watching some of your videos that you've been putting out, and your sort of gloves. What do you call the videos? Like I can't think of the thing now. You put a glove on the other day, and it was like a strapless.
The reviews. Yeah.
The review.
Yeah, I've done some reviews recently.
I've been watching a few, and they're pretty good. So what I was going to say is, I mean, like that, for instance, that glove that had no strap on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not great for like protecting your wrists, surely.
I find that they're absolutely terrible, and there's no way I'd wear them if I was playing. But some goalkeepers like that. A lot of goalkeepers will strap wrists and fingers anyway.
Right, yeah.
For extra support, but I've always found that the glove I wear normally gives me enough support around the wrist. I have strapped fingers up in the past that I've been carrying injuries with. But yeah, wrist support, and there's very little support on those gloves. They're certainly something that I wouldn't recommend.
So you had like a blue one, like it was a.
We did.
Was it a Nike one?
I've done the review on the Adidas one, the new Adidas Predator.
well. Yeah.
Which are £150 to buy.
That's crazy.
the Nike one, which was a mid-range one, which was £80 to buy, and the Glue Pro one, which was a base range, which was £25, I think, to buy. The Adidas one came out on top. It was the nicest glove out of the three. Then it was the Glue Pro one, and then the Nike one. So if money is no object and you want a strapless glove, I think you have to spend that much money to get a good one.
Yeah, I mean, £150 for a pair of gloves is crazy.
It's absolutely bonkers. If your man
will
annoy you, if Adidas are banging on your door saying, "Will you please wear our gloves?" Great, I'll wear them.
Exactly. If you're the likes of Manuel Neuer, they're giving them to you. Though. That's the thing. People buying these.
Yeah, they're paying him to wear them, and that's one of the reasons why the gloves are £150. When you've got people like Neuer and De Gea on massive contracts to wear your gloves, you've got to make the money somewhere. So
see, the one that you was wearing, it was like blue on the back and yellow on the front. It just looked like a marigold to me.
They were terrible.
They're actually selling these things. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a bit mad. So Glue Pro, what do you find? I mean, I suppose, how did you sort of get involved with Glue Pro? And I take it you're a big fan of the glove.
When I did my level 1 goalkeeping, I bumped into an old friend, Nick Franklin, who was a goalkeeper at Belper Town while I was down there under 18s. And he was wearing a pair, and asked him where he got them from. And he said, he's based up at South Normanton. He's a little independent.
Okay.
And then when the kids started playing, I said, right, we'll get you some decent gloves. Because I think I bought Adidas ones for them, and they were £22, I think these gloves were, and they were absolutely terrible. Absolutely shocking. So I went up to see Chris up at South Normanton. And we found out that we've got quite a few friends in common. I spent about an hour there with the kids while they chose some gloves, and we chatted, and it's progressed from there. And I haven't, other than the reviews, I haven't put a different pair of gloves on. In 3 years. I know that there's I know that there's a lot of other good independent brands out there, but when you compare the prices of the Glue Pro kids gloves to the Adidas kids gloves, it's absolutely bonkers. You pay the same money, but the quality is unbelievably different. It's the same glove that you would wear as an adult in a smaller size. There's no corners cut. It's not a different palm. It's not a different strap. It's an adult's goalkeeper glove for a child, and they are just fantastic.
It's just well made, and they're not looking at it like, you're a kid and you don't have to save as, the shots that you would expect to have to save when you're an adult. They're actually making it through and through. We're going to put out a quality, glove, and that's it. Whether you're a kid or you're an adult, you're going to get the same thing.
And so we've this professional goalkeepers wearing them. So if you need an endorsement, we've got Jordan Smith at Forest. He wears them. Scott Loach at Barnet now, which is one step below Football League, but he's been in 2 England squads. He's trained with the likes of Joe Hart, John Terry. It's somebody who knows football, and for him to wear gloves made by a small independent brand, I think it just goes to show that what they turn out is quality stuff.
Definitely.
And I get on really well with Chris, who owns it. We're almost neighbours now, so I speak to him quite a lot, and we get on really well. We've got a good relationship. I've designed 2 gloves for Under the Bar, with another one coming out, well, hopefully this year now. With our own glove, we've done another 3 gloves, I think, that we designed now, 4 maybe.
That's good, though. That's nice how you can get involved with stuff like that and have a bit of an influence over, what they're putting out. You're making your own designs and stuff, rather than, Adidas just putting out a Predator glove. You can actually. I've seen the NHS one that you've got a sort of competition on for.
Well, it was one of the competitions that is a lot of glove companies have done. Design your own glove with the chance to win it to be made. Chris's was won by Sam Tyler, who's been to one session, I think, but that's down to the fact that he's been at academies for the last couple of years. And he's done this NHS with the Superman logo glove. And as soon as I saw it, I spoke to Chris and said, "You've got to make that glove. The way things are, you've got to make that glove."
I really like it. And I'm definitely going to enter that competition as well. I need to get around to that. When's it closed?
1st of May it's drawn, so you've got a bit of time yet. But yeah, I said to us, look, let me have one of each size, and I'll auction them off. I'll do a bit of a raffle for one light, and we've done that. And he's done some T-shirts now as well, which I went and collared myself on earlier. And
it's all for a great cause.
Yeah, I've said that mine's going to go to Derby and Burton Hospital, I think it is.
Yeah.
And so I'll anything that comes in from this glove competition will go to that. So yeah, if we raise £100, then we raise £100. We've done something.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about giving back. I mean, especially times like this. I've got a friend who works in the NHS, and he's just super proud of being part of it and that. But what they're doing, they're putting themselves in danger. I know it sounds dramatic, a bit crazy, but it does. But it really is. That's what they are doing. They're around these people.
Yeah, when you've got doctors and nurses living in hospitals, and not seeing their own families to look after other people's. I take my hat off to him. It's amazing. I spoke to one of our goalkeepers' mums. She's a nurse, and she was in A&E the other week. And I messaged her, and I'm just doing my job. I said, "No, you're not. This isn't the job that you signed up for. This isn't a job that if somebody that said, if you want to be a nurse, but this is going to happen, you'd never take the job on." And so, massively take my hat off to him, give them all. I was out at 8 o'clock tonight clapping for the NHS and key workers and support. Because without them, the country would be a complete mess.
Yeah, exactly. No, they are great, and we're the same. We're going out there, and even every week it seems to up the level as well. So, like, I know, Mason's got a pan in his hand, he's banging a spoon on it. They were doing some fireworks across the road from me, so it's like every week it's just getting more and more support and that. And I know that's such a good thing. We should sort of embrace that. And NHS,
hopefully
they're a free organisation to us. Well, it's unbelievable, really.
I've already got a massive thank you for the NHS. I had cancer twice.
Wow.
And I had a stem cell transplant in the end.
Okay.
So I already owe a massive debt to doctors, nurses at the NHS as it is. So anything that I can do to help is it's a bit of a no-brainer really for me.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose a lot of us have been affected in some way. My mum had cancer and stuff. I never knew that about you, Steve, actually. That was...
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to throw that on you in the middle of a podcast.
Nice. I just didn't know. I was like, oh, really? That's, man. I'm glad you got through it, I suppose. And like you said, with the help of the NHS, I know everybody at some point has been touched by cancer in some way, like their parents have, my wife's dad had cancer. My mum had cancer, thank God they came through it, and that's thanks to the NHS and those Macmillan wards and nurses and stuff. So, I mean, I think we're all indebted to them.
It's always there.
Oh, yeah.
It's always there. It's there for everybody. It's times like these when more and more people need it, and you sort of go, you know what, thank you. So when it's all over, if there's any petitions want signing for nurses and doctors to get a pay rise, I will be putting my name on it because they they deserve every penny that the
100%.
government want to give them, because
It shouldn't even be a question. There shouldn't even have to be a petition. It should just be a mandatory thing. They go, do you know what? You guys have been amazing throughout all this. We couldn't have done it without you, and this is how we're going to repay you. You know, in some way, shape, or form. They have to be rewarded for the bravery and all the good things that they're doing.
And I mean, it's not just doctors and nurses. I mean, you've only got to look at people that are working at supermarkets, delivery drivers. You know, people that are doing stuff that you never see, that you never think about. They're there now. They're still at work. A lot of people are in their homes on lockdown and going out once a week for shopping, and then an hour a day for their walk or whatever. But these people are still getting up every morning, putting their uniform on, and going to work and coming into contact with all these people. And
that's it. There's so many people out there as well, like you say, and I even thought about that myself when I was in the supermarket. I just felt like, at the end of doing my shopping, just like saying a big thank you to the lady on the till. Like, it was one of those kind of like, you're just here all the time, and where, it's me, because I'm doing the shopping. I'm the one that's designated to go out. We don't take the kids out with us or anything like that. And I've seen that quite a lot. And I think, if there's just one person in the family that can go out, that's how it should be done. I don't know why people are, traveling around in 2s, 3s, and 4s. But, I kind of get a sense of achievement after I've done it, because you've seen the queues and everything like that. So by the time you actually finish your shopping, you pack it up, you get in the car, you're like, yes, I got through it. But it's like that, it's like I'm getting a sense of achievement out of doing something simple like doing the shopping. These people are there all the time, but you're getting us all through it, because let's face it, we all need to eat, we need to drink and everything else. We need to live. And without people being at those tills and putting themselves around other people that could potentially have this virus, we won't be able to do it. So, hats off to all those people, really. I suppose, like you say, there's delivery drivers. There's so many people that we just kind of would take for granted. Domino's Pizza.
Yeah.
And the only one takeaway that I keep seeing that are really open, everybody else is shut down and stuff. So I got to admit, we did get a cheeky Domino's last week. But I'm going to start wrapping up. What I want to do with you, Steve, is a quiz. So at the end of every podcast, I do a quiz with a guest. The score's not too bad, right? So you've got 60 seconds to get as many answers correct as possible. What I will say is, if I fluff anything up, I'll give you a little bit of extra time on the end, because that's my bad. It's not your fault. Sandy Ryan, who was on the show last, is in the lead. She's got a score of 3. The 2 guys that I had on prior to her, Dwayne and Aaron, they only got 2. So...
Well, now you've got a chance. They only got 2. I feel like I'm under massive amount of pressure.
Well,
let's go.
Listen, it is what it is. It's a bit of fun, but I don't know. I fancy my chances on you. I know you're smarter than you act.
That's not been said before.
All right. Okay. I'm going to start the timer and we go straight into it. There's no place like home is a famous quote from what movie? The tea bag was introduced by which company in 1953?
PG.
By what more common name is the yam known in the UK?
Don't know.
Florence Nightingale featured on which British banknote?
£5 note.
Sam Worthington plays Jake Scully in which 2009 3D film by James Cameron?
Avatar.
Yeah. On an email, what does CC stand for?
Oh, I don't know. I can lick a stamp.
Which planet sits between Earth and Jupiter in its proximity to the Sun? Well done. In 2006, which of the traditional planets of the solar system was relegated to a dwarf planet status?
Pluto.
Well done. And that was on the buzzer. 2 space questions on the bands.
Is that?
I wouldn't have got either of those. You got them both.
Is that the only 2 I got right?
Right. On an email, what does CC stand for? Now, I knew this. That's carbon copy.
No idea.
Sam Worthington plays Jake Scully in which 2009 3D film by James Cameron? Avatar.
Yeah.
You got that right. Well done. Florence Nightingale featured on which British banknote? That was a £10 note. By what more common name is the yam known in the UK? It's a sweet potato.
No way, I had sweet potato in my tea.
So you yammed those yams, but you got it wrong. You could have just.
I was going to have a guess,
You
but
might
I
have
thought
got
a
it as
yam
soon as
was
you went.
like a big yellow thing.
No, it's basically. I think I feel like they're they're definitely sweet potato, but I feel like they're a little bit bigger in America. I don't know. In everything though, the tea bag was introduced by which company in 1953? You said PG, and it was Tetley. So close. It's close. It was. It's going to be one or the other, really, isn't it? And there's no place like home is a famous movie quote from which film? The Wizard of Oz. You got that correct. So actually, Steve, you got 5, mate.
Smashed it.
Top of the leaderboard, by 2 in front there. So we got through quite a few, to be honest. I'm quite surprised. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
50%. I'm well chuffed.
Yeah. Cheers. Well done. I told you you're not that dumb.
You're not as dumb as you act. I like that. I might use
Keep that one. Put that on your Facebook page.
Steve Waite is not as dumb as he acts.
on your bio. Sam, well done. Good sport today. Anyway, thanks for doing this for me. No problem at all. Do you want to drop any Instagram or Facebook social pages out there so any listeners can sort of link with you, follow your pages, stuff like that?
We've got the Under the Bar Facebook page, which is just Under the Bar Goalkeeper Training, and our Instagram is Under the Bar GK. I think that's what it is on the Instagram. So yeah, if you want to,
I'm following you on that anyway. So what I'm going to do is, in the bio for this podcast, I'll put both of those socials out there. I wish you all the best for the future with Under the Bar. I hope you can grow it the way you want to, and really make a full-time living out of it, and I suppose live your dream.
I'd love to. Right, nice.
All right, Steve. Well, thanks again, mate.
And you,
take care, buddy.
Later. Cheers, bye, mate.
Ta-da.